Alright guys, so this is how to cut Shapeman continued. So when you were, last video we talked about cutting out the neck and the arms and the hands and the feet. Another option if you didn't like how long it made the legs is you could do it the same way that we made the arms. You take it, fold like hamburger, fold again, and then you could just cut it straight across. You're cutting it just like this on that fold, and then you open it back up again, cutting it on the fold once more. That is completely acceptable. So it does give you not quite as long legs, so good stuff. A lot of times I have people ask me, how do I make a skirt or something like that? So if we're going to make a skirt, you're going to take the color that you want. I recommend folding it in half if you want it to be maybe like a cute tutu skirt. I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to just cut that. And then I think about how it looks like a trapezoid. So I'm going to fold it again one more time. I'm going to cut just a little bit off the side. And I think maybe I'll make the bottom kind of wiggly. This will be the bottom of my tutu. Make sure my scraps get where I want them to go. And then once I open it up, I've got a cute little skirt. So if you look at your body and you're like, wait a second, that's too small, you can just have it overlap to where it fits. So there we go. And if you wanted to make legs that were skin colored, you would just take your skin color legs, you would fold it like a hamburger, you'd fold it that same direction again, and you would cut it apart just like we cut apart the arms. Instead of making it trapezoid shapes, you can just cut straight. Something that you might want to also think about is when you're cutting an ankle, you want to make it a little bit more difficult. Get two of the pieces that you cut out right here, layer them up on top of each other, and then I'm going to kind of cut a teardrop shape. Cut up, cut around, and I'm going to curve it just a little bit. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side, and then I'm going to curve down. So then you're kind of making like an ankle shape. So you're giving yourself some leg definition, and I'll do it again on the same way up here. I'm going to start where the knee would be, go to the upper leg. You could always look at your leg. This one I'm going to give it a little bit more of a trapezoid shape, quite that teardrop shape. Always remember to throw away your scraps. And then I could layer those on top of each other. Make sure that you are keeping track of where all of your pieces are. They're going to start looking alike, just like everybody else's. And sometimes we get grumpy because we think maybe someone stole ours. No one's trying to steal anyone's, they just look really similar. Once you have your legs, you can start to assemble your person. Maybe you have your skirt. Then you can put your body next. Alright. Your little feet can go little feet here. Go at the bottom, move the camera so you can just see what I did. Put in there. Leg, knee. You would all glue these together. Do not glue on your head. Leave your head for the very end because you have to put your hair behind your head, otherwise it looks really funny. Glue your neck behind your head. And then again, wait for your head. Don't put this on. Arms. You can give your arms some more shape, just like you gave the legs. Rounding them off a little bit. This is going to be my shoulder area, so my shoulder area turns. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put this one here. And then again, if you look at your forearm, it kind of makes that same teardrop shape, just like we looked at with your legs. So cut that part, and I'm going to attach my arms. If I look at my hands and I think maybe my hands are a little bit too big, try just trimming off a little bit from that fingertip area. Sometimes we think the fingers maybe are a little too long. I'm going to trim it down some. Might look a little bit better. Maybe I'll trim some off that thumb side, making it look just like the hands I want. If you want at this point, you can cut little finger spots. Make sure you only cut for 4 finger spots. Bring it out and think about how the hands are not necessarily going in the same direction. Also think about if your person's moving, if they're running, because you're making yourself doing something. You're not just standing still. So we have our basic person. Your head will go here on your neck. But I'm going to disassemble that, and then we're going to focus on hair. So if your head, and this was a bad choice on my part, I'll use a piece of white paper so we can see what's going on. So you pick your hair color that matches your body. That matches with what you look like. If you're making a family member, what your family member's hair looks like. Figure it out. So when we made our head, we folded it in half here, and then we folded it again there. So this time, I'm just going to cut this piece of paper. I'm going to fold it in half like a hamburger, open it back up to that fold, and I'm going to cut along that fold. So now it's going to give me a good bit of hair to work with. So if I was a girl, I'd lay it up like this. I leave some area around because I have hair on the sides of my head. Cut that. And then I could have my hair just like that. If you have bangs, again, you could use your scraps. You can use a classmate's scraps. Maybe I want to have just a little bit coming in. Figure it out, play with it, see what works for you. If you don't quite like the way that looks, come back with the other piece of your paper and you can start to cut yourself out bangs, because again, that would be that same size. I'll cut a curve here so it'll fit around the head, and then maybe I can give myself some bangs just like that. Okay? So that's the basic idea. If you're a boy, you didn't even need that back part. You can give yourself the hair that you have on top of your head, just like that, figuring out where you want it. Again, maybe you see someone next to you who has scraps that will work for you, and look around you, maybe like, how do I want this? I want that to be over there. So you cut off your little corner, off my corner, and then I can lay that on my person's head. So, boys, you can do your hair just like that, or if your hair goes straight across, do your thing. When you are finished, you can add little things in for ears with your scraps, just cut little semicircles, and then at the very end, you'll attach your head as the very last thing. So your neck will be underneath, and then your head will sit on top of your neck, just like that. If you have any questions, the first thing I'm going to tell you is to go visit the carpet where this video is going to be playing on loop. I'm not going to have the volume on, so if you have any questions about what exactly is happening, come up to me, and I will tell you what's going on. Alright, enjoy!